If you're looking for stock footage, photos, video overlays, and even After Effects templates, Storyblocks has everything you need. Storyblocks is a subscription-based stock library that offers users unlimited downloads. They have a vast collection of 4K and HD videos. You can easily search for any subject you want, from mountains to forests to whatever really, and you get to use them for personal and commercial projects. Super helpful site to help you and your projects, and if you want to check them out for yourself, then use my link in the description below. Thanks Storyblocks for sponsoring this video.
Every time I'm going out, the same things keep happening. New boy, same tricks. Coming close to me now, trying to be smooth. So here we go again, here we go again. Looking like a movie star, you try to pick me up in your new sports car. I think it's called a Jaguar. I don't give a damn, ain't got money on my mind. I can see you want me bad, but your pretty moves kinda make me sad. Oh boy, you must be mad. You got nothing on me 'cause I look too hot.
You like that sequence? Pretty cool, right? So this has been my little vlog setup. This is, of course, is the ZV-1. I have the Joby GorillaPod. This is the 3K version. And for my mic of choice is the Deity D4 Duo. But this is my favorite new vlog setup whenever I'm using the ZV-1. Also, this is pretty cool. You're gonna like this. I'm using the Arca Swiss plates, a little bit different than my Manfrotto RC2 plates, because if you see over there on my shelf, I have a clamp where I can place the ZV-1 and do top-down shots. Look how cool that is. Gotta pack snacks, gotta add more snacks. Oh, maybe just one more snack. And then you can choose a healthier option and add a small watermelon. So as you saw in that sequence, the ZV-1 can shoot really good video. The colors look amazing, the stabilization looks great, and the autofocus just nails it almost every single time. And that's why I like using this camera for top-down shots. Like whenever I'm showing a product on the table and then I bring up that product closer to the camera, like I don't have to worry if the shot's in focus or not because the autofocus on the ZV-1 is that good. Now, I will say, it's definitely not the perfect vlog camera. Like, it could be wider, absolutely. And that's probably the biggest flaw. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it could be wider. The low light performance isn't the best either. Like, I never go past ISO 800. Anything past that just gets really grainy and just looks muddy. So I just make sure that I never go past ISO 800 for videos or photos. When you zoom in on the lens, it's not a constant aperture. Like, it'll start off at f1.8, but when you zoom in more, like, it'll go down to, what is it, 3.5? All right, let's find out real quick. All right, so now we're at f1.8, but if we zoom in all the way, I'm just gonna slowly zoom in, then it will go to f2.8. Not the end of the world, but Battery life isn't the best, and the ports are on the wrong side of the camera, in my opinion. Like whenever I put my mic on the hot shoe of the ZV-1, I have to like bring that cable all the way around to enter the headphone jack. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I much prefer having the ports on this side of the camera, although that might get in the way of the screen flipping out, and so maybe that's why they put it on this side. The buttons on the ZV-1 are kind of flimsy, like they're not as solid as the buttons on the A7R4. Granted, it's a cheaper camera, but still. And then really the only other thing that I don't like about the ZV-1 is that whenever you are shooting in slow motion, not high frame rate, but normal slow motion, like 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second, the face detection is disabled. I don't know why, but it's disabled. I even asked Sony about it just to confirm, and they confirmed, yeah, sorry, but face detection, it doesn't work when you're shooting at 60 frames a second or 120 frames per second. I mean, that just really stinks. I mean, it still uses the contrast and face detection for autofocusing in slow motion, but face tracking, guys, come on, you're like known for that. But other than that, I still love the ZV-1. Like, it is such a good B camera. Like, of course, my main camera is going to be the A7 III and then hopefully soon the A7S III. But sometimes when I vlog, like, I always have that fear of dropping my camera on accident. If I vlog with this camera and I drop and break it, like, I'm not going to feel so bad because it's a cheaper camera. But if I drop my A7 III or A7S III, like, my heart would just be like, you know? But that is where I think the ZV-1 comes in a clutch for situations like that. Like, I like using the ZV-1 for a top-down shot. I like using it if I need to mount it in a car or on a drone. That wasn't me, that was James. Ah, silly James. But that is where the ZV-1 really shines. Can it be your main camera? Sure, you could totally use it as a main camera, but I really think it shines as a complementary camera, a B camera. Whoa, gosh, I almost dropped it. See what I mean? It's not good with cameras and gravity, man. Oh, goodness. Still, I think the pros of this camera completely outweigh the cons. Like, the 4K video on this just looks amazing. Like, the new color science of the ZV-1, so good. Autofocus, spot on. Stabilization, wicked. Also, that background defocus button, like, to go to f1.8 just by pushing a button, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, so this is the background defocus test. I'm shooting at f10, meaning that most of the frame should look pretty sharp. So now I'm gonna press the background defocus button, which would bring my f-stop to 1.8. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. That is so good and so fast. Love it. And the internal ND filter? I mean, come on. All right, here is the ZV-1 without the internal ND filter on. And here it is with. So good. I just feel like you can do so much with this tiny camera, which is why I don't regret buying this. Like, I freaking love this thing. I mean, look how this just packs into my camera bag. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the ZV-1 after a while of using it. I still think it's a great camera, and I got a feeling that this camera is gonna go down in price when the new Sony A5 or A6 comes out. There's still rumors floating around, but it's supposedly a entry-level full-frame camera that has the same shape as the Sony A6600, and if that's true, and if that costs less than $1,000, then they would have to bump down the price of the ZV-1 to like $599 or something like that. So if you are looking for a really good B camera, then I'd probably wait around Christmas to get the ZV-1. It might go down in price, or I could just be totally wrong. Anyway, that's the video I wanted to make today, and if you guys wanted me to make a video about the settings of the ZV-1, let me know in the comments below, or even about the accessories that I use for the ZV-1, but I already mentioned that. Maybe I'll just make a video on it anyway. Anyway, thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you later. Peace.